Last night felt like an absolute waste of a good LeBron setting the tone game, at least in the first half. I made some tweets last night on my Twitter. Go follow my Twitter if you don't already. Basically targeting one player, and that's Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves is a good player. He's a fine player. To me, he feels like a regular season type of player. But long term, if the Lakers are actually dead ass serious about winning championships and building for Luka post this whole LeBron era, I don't know if Austin Reaves is the long term answer. I just don't. Personally, I don't think he is. Now, I see some people after I tweeted this yesterday saying, damn, you came to this conclusion after just one game. And no, I did not. I seen this last year against Minnesota. Before I get too much into Austin Reaves, let me talk about the game as a whole. The Lakers started out the game as good as you possibly can. And I love LeBron's mindset coming out. Extremely aggressive, not passive at all, not looking to get everybody else involved, and said, okay, I'm playing a team that has a crazy head of the snake, the MVP candidate, obviously, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I need to set that motherfucking tone. And I felt like LeBron did that excellently. I believe in the first quarter alone, he had like 10 points. And to be honest, it wasn't even just LeBron. I liked how Marcus Smart played. If you look at Marcus Smart's stat line, he went 4 for 15. So I understand he didn't really shoot the ball that well. But adding context to the game and adding context to the roster right now, Marcus Smart is really playing way above his pay grade. It felt like last night when Marcus Smart was doing with LeBron, basically him and Bron taking turns carrying the offense and running the offense, is what Austin Reaves should have been doing. When I look at their whole starting lineup last night, LeBron, to me, I liked how he played, especially given the fact, I know people hate when people say this, he's 41 years old and you can't ask him to do what he did in the first half, in the second half, especially against that damn team. DeAndre Ayton didn't really shoot the ball as well as he did in the first round, but I like the energy he played with. I like the passion he played with. He had 5 offensive rebounds, 12 rebounds total, protected the rim as good as you possibly can ask DeAndre Ayton to. And all in all, for me, at least for DeAndre Ayton, really throughout this whole playoffs, he's been doing his job. Rui Hachimura went 3 for 6 and hit some big shots, some big threes, and basically kept them a little bit close. Marcus Smart defensively, he was very, very great last night. Held Shai to 18 points. Shai just broke the record or came near Wilt record, or he's chasing Wilt as far as the most consecutive 20-point games. And he had 18 points last night and 7 turnovers. Shai started that first quarter flopping and flailing around and trying to get fouls and basically trying to foul bait, and it wasn't really working. And Marcus Smart defensively was very, very sound. JJ Redick did a good job to me, trapping Shai and basically putting 2 on the ball and kind of having a similar game plan that he's had against Kevin Durant, basically making sure anybody can beat us outside of their best player. So yeah, overall, given the context of the team they're playing, I didn't really mind how the Lakers played outside of Austin Reaves. Now, if I happen to be wrong and Austin Reaves has a competitive series and basically gives LeBron a little bit of help and makes this series a little bit more competitive than it probably is ultimately going to be, I'll come on camera and admit that I was wrong. I just don't see that happening. I've seen this last year against Minnesota, and I believe against playoff defenses and playoff ball pressure and teams that's going to get up in them and teams that's going to be physical with him. I don't see Austin Reaves being that next level leaper. Remember around like November, December when LeBron was injured and Austin Reaves and Luka was basically carrying everything, winning games, and people said, damn, when LeBron comes back, it's going to really mess up this chemistry and he has to play third fiddle. That shit looks absolutely laughable now. And everybody that kind of rushed Bron out the door and seemed to be rushing Bron out that door a little too quickly, it looks kind of goofy. Obviously, the playoffs is a way different ball game. The defenses you see are way different. The coverages you see are way different. The game significantly slows down. If you look at the playoffs as a whole, look at how low the scores are. That's why what Austin Reaves does to me, at least in October through March, it's starting to become a little bit irrelevant to me because I've now seen multiple playoff defenses and feisty defenses in the West make him look a little overwhelmed. The one playoff series that I can actually remember Austin Reaves hooping in, and I mean really, really hooping, was when they played against Memphis. That was in 2023 when Austin Reaves was still relatively new. I believe that was the year he broke out. The West now, and I said this with Denver, it looks way different from what it did back then. Defensively now in the West, it's just different. Now with Alex Caruso and Lou Dort and Cason Wallace with OKC, San Antonio with Stephon Castle and Carter Bryant, Houston with Amin Thompson, Minnesota with Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards. In order to actually reach the NBA Finals, you need real legit playoff risers and shot creators. I don't really know if Austin Reaves is exactly that. And again, I didn't come to this conclusion after just last night. I kind of seen this a little bit last year. Gave him a little bit of a pass last year because obviously Luka randomly came in February. LeBron, Luka, and Austin was all trying to figure out, okay, which role do we all play? And naturally, Austin, with LeBron and Luka, two Hall of Famers in front of him, was in a bit of an awkward situation. But now I'm looking and I'm seeing Marcus Smart basically do a lot of what I'm expecting Austin Reaves to do. Again, I understand it's one game, but if that team did not have Marcus Smart basically patching up a lot of holes offensively, again, I know he didn't shoot well, but I'm talking about ball handling duties wise, and defensively, it would look way, way worse. And the reason I'm harping on this point a little bit more with Austin Reaves is because LeBron is not going to be there obviously much longer. What we seen last night with Bron and what's supposed to be Austin Reaves as the two shot creators is likely going to be their future if they extend Austin Reaves. So he can't kind of just fall back and blend in with everybody else because that team is really going to need him. And a backcourt of Luka and Austin Reaves is already very questionable defensively. And offensively, we have one guy that we know is going to make up for how limited he is defensively, Luka. And Austin, I just don't trust it. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. But again, if the Lakers are dead ass serious about trying to build a championship team around Luka, they got to really look at Austin Reaves. When Luka went to the conference finals in 2022, he had Jalen Brunson, a proven playoff riser. And even back then, a young Jalen Brunson. When Luka got hurt and basically missed like the first 3 games against Utah, Jalen Brunson broke out and basically held that shit down. In 2024, when he made the NBA finals, he had Kyrie Irving, a proven playoff riser. So Austin Reaves, post this LeBron era, is going to have to walk in a bit of those shoes. And I don't know if he can fill those. Personally, I don't believe he can fill those. Brunson and Kyrie are both challenged defensively, but what they do on offense can put a little bit of makeup on that. Austin, I don't believe in it. Last night felt like a more heavy loss for the Lakers because I don't know if you can actually play better than they did overall. I know they had a few turnovers. I know they didn't really shoot the ball that well in the second half, I don't believe. But again, LeBron set the tone and basically laid the foundation for a player like Austin Reaves, a player that his agent is wanting a crazy contract this summer. Hey, bro, carry us. Our 41-year-old just did his part. Marcus Smart is already playing well above his pay grade. Rui Hachimura is hitting shots. Now we need you to do something. And if you're going to hold Shea to 18 points and 7 turnovers and still lose by double digits, that is very, very demoralizing. And I gotta put the blame on the dude that, again, is coming up for a contract and long term. Is this really the answer with Luka? I don't believe so. If you guys like this video, again, we'll see. We'll see. If I'm wrong, if Austin Reaves proves me wrong, I don't believe he will because this is a terrible matchup for him series-wise, and all the guards they can just throw at his ass. I don't know. Follow my social media sites. Follow my Twitter. I'm very active on there tweeting about the playoffs. Follow my IG. Do all that great stuff, guys. And until next time, as always, stay tuned.